whole representation of what Crypt of the Vampire represents. The cast of characters, just the whole symbolism and analysis, everything within the movie is just nostalgic. From the competent director and how competent he appears, the cinematography of Crypt of the Vampire, High Bay, the whole allure of the film, just the whole vampire symbolism. I don't remember any murders that occurred in the movie. It was more story driven. I'm sure there were some alluded to, but I don't remember many of them that occurred. I do know it was good to see like a younger Christopher Lee. Of course, because this was 1964. This was a few years before Darkness. I give it a 10 out of 10 because Darkness was great. The last few horror films that I've seen, man, were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'd say The Woman did decent for the first time being experienced, first time seeing her body of work, and then the movie and all that. The other characters did good. What else? Goddamn. I gotta get on that. Fucking. Trailer, break it down to the trailer. Play like that. Classic, amazing, young, charming, eloquent type of character. His suit, I think they're semi like vampire or whatever that is. Display of worship. Interesting. Great representation of cinematography and all that analysis. Symbolism and summary and all this and that. Sacrifice was pointed at the star. It was made for the point of the star. Great. Between the victims by victim. So there are murders alluded to and victims alluded to. But the question is, do they show the actual killings in the act or after the act? Running from our main antagonist for her life. So She's running and running and trying to get out of Dodge the best way possible to find a loophole to escape. 18. But she did great acting. The ancient manuscripts had found a clue. More nights of terror. Pretty interesting. Laying out, hiding out, so she doesn't get found and killed, or playing dead, assessing me. Okay. Not get found and killed. That's my whole interpretation of that. The monster, the main protagonist, and once you see him, or somebody dead, and it's scary. Terror in the creek, which is a fantastic movie full of vampires, literature, interpretation, art, all that. Great Christopher Lee in the scene explaining how this man could help him with a certain endeavor. Christopher Lee, that he's at his disposition at life and death. So, like I said before, it's a battle of good versus evil, trying to make things in the good from the evil that impel me to horror movies. You know, they're talking about marriage, and he's like, you could be my daughter. You're young enough to pass for my daughter, which is some way can cater to reality too sometimes. Certain situations like that. So I like the realism aspect as well. Using the woman that said, it's because I want to become a crime star in any way I can. So basically get married to him. Be able to take half of what he has and this and that. He's like that. Situation. Like to have a fancy K embedded into her robe. So basically, like, have that represented on her shirt as a part of her brand, basically. Like a gold digger, because of the scene. She said, I'd like a K around my chest. The eyes look very evil and insightful. So she definitely didn't seem like a genuine good company. There's the torches and out for some sort of terror, revenge. It also gives off a whodunit type of vibe, like that mysterious whodunit. Talking about a lustful fantasy as something rises out of the coffin. Vampire, in theory. Of course, because that's literally the title of the name. Crypt of the Vampire. Oh yeah, that would be fire for Dan. She seems to be attacked by the vampire. Bless you, mama. By the vampire and screamed out because of fear after her witnessing the older woman being killed. Situation. Before screaming out Laurel's name, and then Laurel had ran off and ran up into the castle, try to escape and get away and avoid murder from the vampire. Like, you don't just sit there and wait for it to get closer to come and kill you. You run away and get away from them. Get up out of here. Lady in a coffin, dead. You know, that's sad when it comes to our shit. What I've been dealing with and trying to mourn all this, yeah. A skeleton. Oh, black hair, white pajamas, all looking. There's a decent amount of that and scrub as well. Succubus, why did I say scrub? There's some of that in Succubus too, which is brutal, fucked up, but such is life. Up, so he got his eye beat in or something like that. Wrapped around in the movie Crypt of the Vampire, looking not asking for any help, just kind of sitting there watching as it happened. And on some fucking the Candyman shit. Because if you remember, they were racist. They didn't like him being with the white woman. So in the very beginning, they sawed off his hand and killed him. And he came back as Candyman. That was brutal, fucked up, sad, crazy. Screaming out of her sleep. First time seeing her in the movie. Playing that like final girl or that character who fucking is kind of just observant and out there. Basically, it's my favorite cereal. I've got immune to eating it living with my grandma. That's why. It's a great character. A role playing like that background female type of role. Compost playing the assailant to Christopher Lee. He's like a middle-aged looking man who, in all of his scenes with Christopher Lee or even by himself, was incredible. I hadn't seen him in any previous movies to really be able to gauge his body of work that good, but he's good in this. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was the best display of vampire literature and that whole aspect of filming, anything, the whole vampire cult, the whole vampire analysis, the whole vampire lore, the whole vampire idea in general, because I seen subspecies, and that was before this. The subspecies was up there with this. I'll put subspecies at the top, even if Christopher Lee's one of my favorite actors, because it goes a little further and a little deeper in with the whole vampire lore, the whole vampire topic, the whole vampire analysis, interpretation, representation, and there's the whole touch of it. Like, I very much enjoyed, like, the final movie didn't change the characters. The story was different, of course. Every time he bit somebody, they would become his little worshipper and be mind controlled by him. And they would be together. He would torment them, this and that, until ultimately he would die, which it kind of happened in the same type of format, but I'd say it was touched upon more defiantly, more overall better in subspecies crypt of the vampire. It's a fantastic movie, but it's not more like in tune with the whole vampire theory and legend and fucking subspecies. Remember Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton? Yeah. Bad Santa. The little midget. But yeah, fucking trying to remember, trying to think. There were no sex scenes or nudity. Well, there was, but nobody was nude. The couple weren't nude. They had respects for their body. Respect, not respects. Yeah, I used to like. Gotta speak the right acronym, but yeah, 'cause you guys know what I think as far as that being displayed in the movie. I don't really fancy sex scenes in a movie unless it leads into a murder or anything like that. I remember them days. I don't know why I was watching that shit, but I was. And Dante's badass had me watching Body Marshall. You said you old. what the little dude say? Uh, I forget what he said in fucking Bad Santa. Bad Santa.
What?
Thank
He
you.
said he always want to go, girl. He
Uh,
said it's morphing time. I was
fucking.
I stood here and I kept messing with him. But I looked at him and I was like, is it morphing time? Shirley was like, stop, Danielle. Stop, Danielle.
Said something about him being a black elf,
I said, yeah.
and they had a little bicker.
He said he want to go.
Little beep. It's funny. But goddamn, yeah. Christopher Lee was the most memorable character I really remember from Crypto the Vampire. Because I've seen a lot of his other films, I didn't see a lot of these characters or actors in other films like that. Well, I wasn't too familiar with their acting style or acting. My philosophy will never change unless the sex scene ties into a murder or something like that happening. Then, or if it's like an older couple that's innocent, they had like clothes on in the bed, like they had nightgown and he had boxers on and something. So in that scene. Of course, because it's back in the day. It's before now. Like, nowadays, a movie, you'd see nudity. You'd honestly see a nude couple in anything. It's randomly thrown in scenes like that. It can be a little much, but I digress. What those women could have been different when they seen his body. They could have helped him down, take him off that cross or whatever he was tied down onto. Help him out, run along and get off that area. Get away scot-free with their lives intact. That would have been that. That's something I noticed. Them just standing there observing and looking on. And you see him with the dismembered arm. And something wrapped around his neck. Rope. It was like a rope wrapped behind his neck. Guess I'd say that's white slavery. Then again, like some payback. I don't know. I'm trying to break that down the best way possible. What else? Goddamn. You don't really see the vampire. I've seen a lot of vampire movies. I guess that's sort of different sometimes where they don't outright reveal the killer or reveal the vampire. And that's because it's a mystery. You're not intended to see him. That's why they just tease you with his arm coming out of the coffin instead of his full frame because they want it to be a mystery. So when he did murders, you never really seen him, which I like that they didn't make it convoluted and show his whole body coming out of the casket because it's a mystery. The whole point of Crypt of the vampire is to figure out the mystery of him being the killer, but you not really being able to see him because of the mysterious allure. That I was aware on. That I really noticed. And that was what I really liked because it's smart. And that's the whole point of it. If they were to reveal it and just let us know who the killer is, it would kill the whole mystery because they're revealing who the vampire is. So basically, them not them not revealing it and let me know who was the vampire kind of left it mysterious how it was supposed to be because he didn't know who it was. And I still don't know who was that vampire because they never really showed him. And I like it. It had to be some actor though. Some actor I wasn't too familiar with, honestly. Hopefully the next movie I find, I'm able to find somebody, some cast of characters and actors that I'm familiar with. Instead of, some I'm not too familiar with and stuff like that. Because it's going to throw me off of not knowing who they are and not being too familiar with any films they are in. Because, a lot of the times I like familiarity in my horror movies and my movies I watch. It's cool to sometimes, see people who you're not too familiar with in a movie just to gauge their acting style and all that for the first time. See how they act. How good of an actor they are and this and that. For instance, I was familiar with the Kong and Godzilla movie I went to see, right? With my little cousin for his B-Day. I was familiar with some of the characters because I had seen them in previous films. Because of familiarity. Anyway, I'm hopping off this live. Love you guys.